What if Victorian London's darkest streets were hiding in plain sight? Today we find ourselves at Chatham Dockyard, the historic naval dockyard that transformed into the 1880s London in Enola Holmes 2. Starring Millie Brown alongside Henry Cavill. You know what the sequel needed? It needed grit, scale and serious industrial atmosphere. Here's the twist. This isn't London. See, director Harry Bradbury needed streets untouched by glass towers, traffic lights, modern signage. That's nearly impossible in London. But Chatham Dockyard's cobbled lanes, the towering brick warehouses, massive rope house offered something rare. Preserved 18th and 19th century architecture, with barely a modern feature in sight. See, the production crews layered in mud, smoke, factory props and period signage to create the harsh industrial world of the match factory storyline. And if you've seen the film, you know those scenes feel heavy and oppressive, almost dangerous. But the real magic is how little they had to fake. Yeah, look around. See the backdrop of key industrial scenes, which I think helped with the grounding of the story's darker tone in the second film to the first. When Enola navigates factory districts and confronts corruption, she's moving through authentic historic buildings, not just, you know, CGI streets. That authenticity raises the stakes for me. You can feel the soot in the air as you walk around here, and the weight of the machinery, the tension of a city powered by industry. But here's what makes it even smarter. This location doesn't just recreate Victorian London, it mirrors the film's central theme: power versus the powerless. And that, as they go into the Matchbox factory, is a standout scene early on in the film. You recognise it. And look, it's a filmmaker's paradise, this place. It really is, truly is. You've got so many options. I mean, you could just have a little wander around here for about an hour and have the perfect set. It's obviously, you know, period piece. It's a match made in heaven, but I mean, look, you don't have to dress the set. Look up there in the windows, all the grime. Look at that. Amazing. You know, raw brick, ironwork, dockside grit. That's just going to amplify the story. Yeah, so next time you watch Enola Holmes 2 and her fight against the injustice, just remember, you're not in London, you're in Kent. The dockyard is 35 miles from central London, and a one-off payment of £28.50 gets you an annual pass, meaning you can revisit as many times as you want from time of purchase for a whole year. So if you want to come and return to the age of sail and see firsthand where mighty ships were built and then toured the world's oceans, and test your sea legs on HM Submarine Ocelot, a Cold War submarine, or explore HMS Cavill, the Second World War destroyer, or walk the deck of HMS Gannet, the Victorian sloop, then you know where to come. You can also watch master rope makers at work using centuries old techniques on the iconic rope walk and explore the brand new ropery gallery. Look at this as well. Yeah, Chatham Dockyard, where naval history became the stage for mystery, rebellion, and one very determined little detective. Still amazes me that Victorian London wasn't built on a backlot, but behind these brick facades and those worn cobbles, the beating heart of Enola Holmes' world. Imagine what it was like when they were filming right there. Camera operator, director, probably positioned there. Sound speed, quiet on set, action, and that's where it would have all happened, right there. And that shot in the movie, it's only a matter of seconds, but what a shot that was. In Enola Holmes 2, labour, exploitation and industrial corruption drive the plot, obviously, but the dockyard's long history of shipbuilding and hard labour made it the perfect double for the bleak industrial underworld of, Enola's investigation. And you can certainly see why it was a no-brainer just to come here and film. Suits the film down to the ground, or down to a T. And no one else is here, just us. Amazing. And everything weren't quite as easy, just as easy as that. Production still had to dress these streets, with market stalls, horse-drawn carriages, laundry lines, to recreate that London charm. I reckon all along up here as well, gas lamps would have had to been dressed, those historic ones suiting the times, the 1800s, but everything else is just there. It's like a canvas, just ready to be painted on. Absolute masterpiece. And this building here at the dockyard is called the Ropery. It goes all the way along there, all the way back down there. The embodiment of industrial Britain. Look at that, look. Long, rhythmic, full of history. See, when Enola Holmes 2, while they used many sets, buildings like this, shaped the film's industrial identity. Look at that. Such as, grime and texture, and the feeling that progress always comes at a cost. So a little look inside. Looky here. Oh, look at that. Get some information on the guy. Wow, look at that. Let's walk. Although having the screen on with some sound actually helps quite a bit, because I think without that sound, if we didn't have any sound, it could be quite eerie in here. Look at that. That rope, that yarn. This place, back in the day, imagine 1700s. This place would have been thriving, busy, bustling, people of all ages, making a difference to history, playing their own little part in, naval history, the building of ships, merchant ships, galleons. Are we going to walk all the way down? I think we should. Shall we? Yeah, let's do it. So, Enola Holmes 2. I don't think anything from Enola Holmes 2 would have been filmed in this part. They would have used interiors, I reckon. That's my guess, but maybe they would have used a lot of stuff, so like sound stages or elsewhere, other locations, but The sound of silence. How peaceful. Yeah, and this is a Saturday that this is being filmed, and no one but us is around. Oh, look at it, look. Got some interesting tools, artifacts on display over there. Be quite interesting to spend a night in here, wouldn't it? I reckon this has got some stories to tell, this place. Actually, it was reputed that there was some sort of paranormal activity here, reported here on numerous occasions, not just once. And one of which of those stories was a story of these children known as the Bobbin Boys. And yeah, the Bobbin Boys have been seen, witnessed apparently on occasion by staff. So who knows? That's a question as yet unanswered, the great mystery. Ghosts and ghouls and poltergeists, and yes, but there's certainly, if you're going to see anything, a place like this is going to give you quite a good opportunity to do so. Far we've come, it's still going. This is one long stretch, look, one long stretch all the way down. Yeah, so it's just you watching, me, and whatever else lurks down in the ropery. Hopefully they choose not to make an appearance by making me jump and terrifying. I think it'll be more playful if there was anything in it. Well, I wish they are. You know, I hope so. But yeah, you can see the end is near now. Finally coming to the end of this. But what an absolute pleasure to walk down, and for me to be able to show you this place if you're unable to get here for any reason. But if you are, I definitely recommend coming here and doing this walk. Oh, I mean, I like walking. A big part of this channel is going to be walking and showing you beautiful things. But oh, this is the exercise of the day completed. But looky here, look at all this down this side. Oh, you can get a really good view now in through the back. Let's try and get a little bit through these bars without dropping the phone. All the old machinery, the spools over the background there. Yeah, amazing. Look at that. That's another thing. Before we leave the ropery, I think it's quite poignant that, you know, with Enola Holmes, it isn't just about mystery, it's about identity. And these spaces, once built on, you know, discipline and hierarchy, it becomes the backdrop for Enola's refusal to behave properly, I think. You know, a rebellious streak, independence, feels more powerful when, you know, set against the dockyard, you know, this rigid historical architecture. Yeah, it just reflects the sort of character she's portraying in the movies, in Enola Holmes and obviously the sequel. But yeah, it's such a perfect match, I would say. Excuse the pun, being a match factory in the movie, but yeah. And Millie Bobby Brown playing the part also adds such, you know, depth and artistic flair to it as well. So it just all works really well as a movie, and the location helps. There you are, from political unrest to industrial secrets, and to Enola's fierce determination. Chatham Dockyard. So next time you watch Enola Holmes 2, remember to watch closely, because behind the mischief and behind the drama is this remarkable Chatham Dockyard that helped bring Victorian London back to life. It's funny considering the match factory in the movie